Okay. My hair. Right in my way. Right. I thought we'd do another West Somerset BR Class 33, so I thought we'd do the return leg, Minehead to Bishop's Lydeard, with the BR Class 52, all known as the Western. We will operate an all-stop service southbound. I've got a cup of tea as well. It's lovely. Nice hot cup of tea. Look at that, what a view. Beautiful. Oh, lovely. This is more like it. Master key to on. I've forgotten most of the tricks of this loco. Oh god. I don't know what most of them do, to be honest with you. Engine start, no. Fuel pump is normal. I suppose that's good. What is that? Dead man switch. Is my chair adjustable? No, it's not. Oh, hello. What's that? Come here. Oh, it's the headlights. Switches under the driver's seat. So that's the AWS done with. Switches under the desk. Train classification. Marker lights to off. Headlights to on. Instrument lights, of course. Looks like we're all good to go. What? There's a reverser. Come on. Forward. Thank you. What a horrible horn. Oh well, let's go. That is one of the worst high horns I've ever heard of. A mouse sounds better than that. Oh well, we're off. A mouse sounds way better. Oh yeah, before we get back in, what have we got trying to link? It's a 47, isn't it? Yes, always a 47. Okay, our first stop is Dunster in about 1.4 miles time. We're due in at 12:22 PM. I've just noticed there's no amps meter on the dial here. Wonder why. Alright, full thrash of the Western. Let's go. Yes, that's more like it. Great fun. I love that. These have got two. This train has two engines, the 52. So you can imagine how good it would be on Great Western Express doing some rail tour services. I don't think you could use it on the rail tour service on East Coast Rail. I'll have to have a look at that when the stream's ended. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Amtrak Engineer 5 or Jackson Payne. Hey, how are you? Or is handy, I should say. God, what's wrong with my English today? It's gone down the drain. I tell you, here in the UK it's been another hot day. Very hot day. The hottest day we've had, well, the UK has had so far this year. Beautiful weather. What did I do today? Yeah, I watched football today on Bundesliga. Watched Borussia Mönchengladbach trounce Union Berlin 4-1, which was nice to see. Alright, we've got Dunster coming up, and we've got a 5-mile-per-hour speed limit, which we're probably never going to get to, but it's not worth for trying. I don't think I've ever done a service with the 52, ever. I don't think I ever have, no. I'm sure you'll be the judge of me for that. If that is correct. And maybe, I don't know. I can't remember. Probably shows you how long ago I haven't played on this loco. Too long. Ohio Productions, hey, how are you? Or Shane Jones. I wish you changed your names back. It would be so much easier. Oh well, nothing lasts forever. This horn is absolutely useless. Who's gonna hear that? That's probably the worst high horn I've ever heard in this game. That's probably the only downside of this Class 52 from a locomotive point of view. Oh well, we're approaching Dunster. Wonder what other trains will be running around here today. It could be an 08 or 09 or a 47 or a 33 or a 31, maybe another 52, who knows. Slowly getting there. No rush, I'm only a minute late. Alright. Now. That's close enough for me, that'll do. Ideal. Right, I can have a look at the chat. Amtrak, maybe the Class 55, yeah, the Class 55 would be pretty good. I don't know if it will come because I have no idea what to expect regarding upcoming DLCs. Well, apart from the Class 20, which was announced yesterday, can't wait for that. Ohio, I'm good. What about you? Yes, I'm good, thank you. Mr. What's going on in the world at the moment, you know, I think nothing better than taking your mind off it by doing a stream and playing with trains. Right, let's close the doors. Next stop is Blue Anchor. We're due in at 12:31. Full thrash, let's go. We got a 0.7% uphill gradient or incline, so that'll make the going a bit tricky. But thankfully we got the maximum speed limit of 25 to get to, so that shouldn't be a problem. Alright, full power, let's get up to 25. Beautiful sound of the Western at full power. Amtrak, the Deltic, to prime the fuel you have to pump it 80 times. Yeah, I saw a video of that on YouTube. It was a news report, I think either a BBC or ITV news report. I think it was around about 10 odd years ago or something, when a Deltic, a retired Deltic, was brought back into service because of the boom in British rail freight, and they didn't have enough locomotives, and the presenter was showed around the inside of the locomotive and how to start it up, and he had to pump the lever 80 times just to get it running. I was like, God blimey, that's hard work, isn't it? Who needs a gym membership when you can just do that 80 times? God blimey. Right, we're over speeding a bit. Need to reduce the speed. I'm trying to imagine doing it in Train Sim World. No. I ain't gonna do that 80 times. That would drive me mad. But if they did bring the Deltic to Train Sim World, that would be cool. I like the Deltic. I mean, when the presenter stood next to the Deltic, it's an absolute monster. It's huge. Then again, you could say that with some other diesel locomotives of Great Britain. What time are we doing? 12:31. It's now 12:29. Okay, we're doing okay. Alright, come on, there we go. Just go on the brakes a little bit, get down to 15 as we approach Blue Anchor. Right near the beach. Don't see many beaches in Train Sim World. Come on. There we go. I'll just get up to 15 precisely. Okay, here we go. We're approaching Blue Anchor. Oh, there's a Class 09. Oh, I didn't expect that. That's nice to see. Struggling to get to the end of the platform here. Come on. There we go. That's easier. Come on. And stop. Oh, beautiful. Couldn't have timed that any better. Woo. Magnificent. Right, I'll have a sip of tea and I'll look at the chat. Oh, thirsty. Ah, lovely. Well, a Class 01 would be nice. Yeah, Class 01 and a Class 03. Now, a Class 03, it does actually run on West Somerset. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Class 03 in Train Sim World in the far future. That'd be quite cool. I wouldn't be surprised if we get all the locos from West Somerset on Train Sim World, I don't know, 2025 or whatever. But yeah, before people ask me, what's your opinion on the upcoming English loco add-on, the Class 20 to Tees Valley? I like it. It's a very oddball locomotive, isn't it? When you look at it, it's kind of like, it's got that kind of shunter type design and look of it. But of course, when you try and drive the train looking at the front, or going forwards, the visibility is very limited, so actually driving it going in reverse is easier. So hence why they do those nose-to-nose trains for extra power and extra visibility. So, but it's certainly a surprise. I was not expecting a loco add-on to Tees Valley. DLC coming to Train Sim World. I honestly thought it would be a loco add-on to East Coastway or another route, regardless if it was historic or modern, in the UK. But no, we're getting a Class 20, and I'm looking forward to it. To getting the chopper. I got to get the sounds right of a Class 20, otherwise people ain't gonna be happy. Because when I saw the announcement of the Class 20, people in the comments were just, well, it's mostly kind of negative. Some people didn't want it. They're getting a bit fed up with the old style locos, which is understandable, particularly if people were not, you know, haven't experienced or lived that type of era of railroading or railways and locos in England, which is fair enough. But I like the old stuff. I don't know why, I just prefer it. It's more, I don't know, it just feels more cool, you know, more like it's something we're never going to see or experience again, compared with the modern stuff we're going to see quite frequently. So So yeah, I'm a fan of the Class 20, and I'm looking forward to playing with it on the 18th of June. Quite late in the month, isn't it? God, blimey. I thought they would have brought it forward by a week, but 18th of June it is. Right, the next stop is Washford, due in at 12:39 in about 1.5 miles time. Right, I can have a look at the chilly chat. West Somerset Railway is going bankrupt. Rubbish, it's not going to go bankrupt. Bloody hell. They're not going to go bankrupt. I'm sure they won't go bankrupt. No, no, no. Love it. When I first looked at it, thought it was a full width body. Is that what you mean? Full width body. Presume you mean the Class 20. I don't know. Bam Bam, hey, how are you? Hope you're well. Right, we need to get back to speed again. I got a steep incline now, 1.5%. That's okay, we're approaching Washford, so that's alright. Amtrak, watch this video, UKBR in the 80s, West Midlands. Yeah. I'll have a look at it. They need money since they can't run trains. I'm sure they've got some money from the government. And practically now, since the lockdown is easing here in the UK, I'm pretty sure the staff at least can return to work, and so I suppose that is a positive. But I'm pretty sure there'll be plans in place to save West Somerset. It's not. Well, it won't be just West Somerset, will it? It'll be all the what's it called? It'll be all the other railways in this country, apart from the National Rail, of course. I forget what it's called. What's that word? Preserved Railway, that's it. It would be just West Somerset I'll be in trouble. I'm sure it'll be all the preserved railways in England and Ireland and Wales and Scotland. And so I'm pretty sure the government will have realised it. I've been to a preserved railway in years. Probably since I was, what, 6, 7? It's been a while. God, it's hard to see that dial, isn't it? It's quite hard to see, especially for time and the miles per hour. approaching Washford. Okay, we should be alright. Alright, let's just get here a minute to Washford. It's a nice engine shed on the left. Or a maintenance shop, or whatever it is. Alright, let's apply those brakes. That will do. Excellent. Right, there we go. Right. Amtrak, I thought the UK National Rail went bankrupt. Well, you know what I mean. You know. Railways or routes that are not classified as preservation railways. Dovetail Games adding a lot of dual cab locos. How many have they got? Bloody hell, that's going to be a tough one. I can't count. Someone will have to count for me. One cab itself, then it would be the 204 and the 20 really, if that's what you mean. But it depends what you mean by that, like cab on each side of the train, or where you can run the train from the front or the back in one cab. If you get my drift. If you don't, then that's completely understandable. I'm very bad at explaining things. Right, let's go. Full power, let's go. Next stop is Watch It in 2.2 miles time. We're due in at 12:49. It's now coming up to 12:43. So we're doing okay. There we go, that's ideal. Right. Maybe a rust-on loco would be nice, I suppose. No idea what a rust-on loco is, to be honest with you. Hey Tro, hey, how are you? I looked at the distance of the Rhine Austin S-line from Hagen to München Gladbach HBF, and the full line distance is 60 miles, but it's sad to only get 17 miles of that line. Too short. Yeah, it is a bit too short, but that's... I think everyone's gotten used to that now, to be honest. Don't expect for any miracles for the rest of this year. We'll have to wait for those kind of things to happen, or maybe next year, maybe. But you never know. You never know. I mean, who knows what the next route will be? Modern, historic, or in the UK, or anywhere. So they were taking their time with the route, obvious, due to oh sugar, I've got to get down the speed, haven't I? Due to the pandemic and all this and that. But hey, as long as they're pumping out content, I couldn't care what it is, if it's routes or locos or old ones or new ones. I couldn't care really, to be honest. I'll just be happy to play with anything that comes to Train Sim World, to be honest. I'm not complaining. Alright, let's get down to that speed limit of 10. Might get it a bit earlier since we massively went over the speed limit of 10 miles an hour. Danny, good evening, how are you? Great to see you. Haven't seen you on my streams for a while. Great to see you. The Lord and Master is here. Oh God, am I glad to see you. I'll be getting requests or recommendations for these locos and these routes and that routes, left, right and centre, and I'm just like, I don't know what you mean. So I'm glad Danny Holland's here, he might help you. Oh, Danny to the rescue. Danny, I'm good. Sorry, been at work all week. Are you back to work? Oh, that's good. Good to see that. I'm going to be back to work soon. I got a call yesterday, day before. They want me back as soon as possible, they said. But they haven't said actually when to come back. Either next week. It's going to be either next week or the week after. I'm not at all fussed. As long as I'm back working, that's all that matters. They made the Class 07. Oh, that's what Roston are. Is that what you mean? Roston Loco, Class 07. Oh, I presume that's what you mean. Amtrak. A-Trail, I could if I could get a I could get if a line is short in Twisto because the actual line is short in real life, but to continue to get lines that don't go to full ray is getting pretty annoying. It is pretty annoying, but you know, what can you do? You know, you know, I mean, I'm sure there are all sorts of complications and explanations as to reasons why they can't get a full-length 60-mile route in the game or 100-mile route in the game. There'll be limitations with the consoles, or, you know, issues probably to game performance, or graphical quality might be going down the drain, or who knows? So it is getting annoying, but we'll just have to be patient. They'll get it right in the end. You know, I mean, if you compare Train Simulator to when that first came out all those years ago to the Train Simulator we have now, yeah, it's a massive difference. And I think, you know, give this game time. And if you compare when it first came out to, say, I don't know, 5 years down the line, or 2 years, or yeah, 5 years down the line, something like that, I think this game will be in pretty good shape. I mean, when I first got this game, it was in December 2018, and if I compare that to now with the newer routes and locos coming, but the difference is quite significant. But hey, that's just my opinion, so we're all entitled to our own opinion, of course. Okay, here we go, approaching Watch It. Apparently there's a very famous little boat museum or something. The Watch It Boat Museum. I just saw it there, a little sign on the left. Okay. Right, let's come to a stop, shall we? I'll look at the chat in a minute. We'll just come to a stop at Washford. There we go. Here we are at Washford, ladies and gentlemen. Right. Danny Holland, only a few days till the 20 comes out. A few days, cool. Blimey, that's pushing it out, isn't it? But really looking forward to it. Yeah, I can't wait for the 20. It's nice to have some British content at last. It's not a route, and it's not the right loco add-on I would have predicted to come out. But hey, the Class 20, I like it. I've done some research on it. I watched a documentary on it. I've seen countless photographs and old footage of it back in the day, and yeah, I really like it. It's a very oddball locomotive. It kind of looks like a shunter, but then it kind of has its flaws, obviously, due to driving going forwards. For example, the visibility is, well, crap. And plus it's not the most powerful locomotive in the world, so of course by having two 20s working together, not only does it provide visibility going out, looking out the back, but also extra horsepower. And the fact is, come extra services, a new type of freight wagon, you know, and it's on Tees Valley, and I love Tees Valley. So I mean, I know people don't like the old locos, they're getting a bit fed up with it, they want a modern route or modern locos, but you know, all I can say is tough shit. Excuse me language, but you know, moan all you want. Moaning won't change anything. I'm sure they're listening like that word, but you know, get used to it. Savage as it might be, but that's the reality. Anyway, God, I'm struggling to keep up with the chat. I do apologise. Let me just do that a minute. Atra, watched your video on the use of the Class 20. Yay! Thank you. Anything that involves news or train simulator or trees, always watch your vids about it. That's commitment right there. Thank you very much. Amtrak, I thought the 20 was in the West Somerset Railway Liberty. I don't know what you mean. Liberty, what do you mean? I'm not sure. Danny, do you know what that means? West Somerset Railway Liberty, does he mean West Somerset Railway or West Somerset Railway Livery? If it means livery, then I can understand that. I know the Class 20s were originally green, BR green, before they went to the rail freight livery. Not sure. Danny Holland, they do sound bloody fantastic. Oh yes, they sound absolutely fantastic, especially with two of them. Sound like the chopper. Hey, imagine in the tutorial. Imagine the tutorial. You get the voiceover of the tutorial is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now that would be awesome. I can just imagine him saying like, this is a BR Class 20 diesel electric locomotive in British Rail freight livery. Climb aboard to the chopper and get it started. Now that would be awesome. Liberty is the American word for paint scheme. Oh, I see. I do apologise. You see, I'm not used to your American language, honestly. Yeah. Yes. They did have it in a West Somerset paint scheme, if you like, or livery. That's correct. Yes. Atro, do you play Codemasters F1 games? I do. I've played practically all of them, actually, and I can't wait for 2020. I mean, in real life, Formula 1 is going a bit backwards at the moment. Williams is on the verge of being sold. The Dutch Grand Prix has now been cancelled, well, completely for this year. The British Grand Prix is under threat. Well, there is good news. At least the season's starting in Austria in 2 months' time, so that's a positive. Can't wait for Formula 1 to come back. Can't wait for the Premier League to come back as well. I think they just announced a few minutes ago that the EFL Championship is coming back on the 20th of June. That's nice. Seen me local club Reading in action, maybe on the TV. Not obviously not at the stadium. Alright, here we go, approaching Doniford Holt near the seaside. Come on, keep going, keep going. That's it. Come on. Oh. I want to get to the end. Come on. More coaches on the platform, the better. That's better. Yeah, that's better. It's a noisy loco, isn't it? The 52. Then again, it's got two Solder engines behind my seat, so it's fair enough. Amtrak, imagine when there is 100 people in the chat. If there is, then I'll have to employ my own community manager just to read and rattle through the chat and make replies. Rest in peace, Rocket Williams Racing. Rest in peace, Rocket. I think the Rocket thing's interesting. There was reports saying that Rocket was behind some of their payments to Williams. That's why the sponsorship was terminated. At first I thought it was because, I don't know, Williams was in crisis mode, but no, I think Rocket does have a part to play in terms of not fulfilling their duties. But hopefully the Williams name stays in Formula 1. It just needs a bit of a boost in terms of cash, but then again, don't we all need a bit of a boost in cash, to be honest? I could do a boost in cash right now. A couple of million would be nice. Get my own house. Right. I'll get my own railway. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Spurs Reading's Railway. That was AWS. Off we go. What's our next stop? Willerton in less than a mile's time. Due in at 13:04. Oh, plenty of time. Presume we got to wait another loco to pass through there, I suppose. Leonardo, hey, how are you doing? Amtrak, I always have a computer right next to me. Good for you. Ohio, I'm back. Excellent. Hey, good to see you. Amtrak, how do you make your videos? Oh, you mean... Oh, right, yes, of course. I mean, you mean the Train Sim Mod ones, I presume. If you mean them, then that's pretty straightforward-ish. I first record them. Then, of course, I've got my voice chat on at the same time. Or my voiceover. Then I edit the video together on the PlayStation. Then I export that video to my MacBook Pro. It's an old MacBook Pro, so don't get too jealous. And just make some little tweaks here and there, and then upload it. But I have to upload it at night sometimes. If the video is too long, I upload it at night because it's quicker to upload it at night than the daytime, which is understandable, of course. Sure, you know my history regarding the internet. Not the best, but there we go. What can I do? A-Trail, I just need $750 million to save Williams Rocket. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, with all the riots and protests that's taking place across the United States, I'm pretty sure you could rob a bank quite easily. You can get $750 million and save Williams like that. Of course, please don't do that. Please don't. Come on. There's bad enough things going on in the world. We don't want that. Come on. Couldn't have come at worse a time, could it? That stupid police officer. I get General Grievous and his 4 lightsabers and... yeah. Enough said about that. I'll rage about it otherwise. Anyway, we are approaching Willerton. Due in at 13:04. There's another train. What's that? That's a... oh, don't tell me it's another 47. I've already seen one at Minehead. Let's have a bit of variety here. Come on. Yeah, it's a 47. Oh, God. Don't get me wrong, I do like the 47, but I like to see maybe a 31 or 33 or Class 08 running around this route sometimes. Like a bit of variety. As I'm sure you do as well, my fellow viewers. Ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you something that's quite interesting. I wonder if Dovetail would ever publish statistics regarding genders. Like the percentage of male or female playing the game, females playing the game. Now that would be quite interesting. Oh, sugar, got a break. Oh, it's okay, I'll be alright. Kind of. Yeah, ooh, okay, that's alright. Yeah, because you don't... well, it's hard to tell, isn't it? But you don't really see any females playing it, but it depends on how you... I don't know... find them, I suppose. If it's in chats or comments or videos or just in general, you know. Be a good girlfriend, wouldn't it? I'm joking. Bye bye 47. Bye bye. We'll be waiting, I think, a couple of minutes. So that's good. Amtrak, the class 10, 9 and 8 are the same train. That is correct, yes. Practically they're the same train, they just have slight, you know, visual tweaks or performance differences, I imagine. Gotta wait until 13:05, so we've got 3 minutes. That's nice. Let's lock the doors anyway. Right. Let's have a sip of tea. Ah, lovely. Glorious. Well, yes, I thought I'd just let you know I'll be just doing this run from Minehead to Bishop's Ligid. I won't be going back the other way with the 52, it'll take too long then. Ah, lovely. Atro, well, last night here in New York City, 70 police cars are burnt down. Oh shit, 70 of them. Jesus Christ. A cop down ran over a crowd of people who were blocking the car. Person on top of a city bus. 300 people arrested. God bless America. Bloody right. Jesus Christ. It's the end of the world over there. The end of the world as we know it. Well, at least we're guaranteed one thing. Don't be surprised if the death toll or the infections of COVID-19 skyrockets this week. Not just in the United States, but across the major towns and cities of, well, the world, I presume. Is quite an effect on the world. I mean, there was protests in Trafalgar Square in London today. I think there was some protests in Berlin as well. Some in Scotland. Yeah, it doesn't help in the crisis, does it? But, you know, what can you do? You could say that, and then, you know, it would just go round and round in circles, and I can't be bothered for that, to be honest. Right, let's go. pathetic horn that is. The worst high horn in history. The worst horn dovetail I've ever made. It's awful. Church mice can make a better sound than that. Alright, let's go. Full power, let's go. What's our next stop? Stogumba, however you say it. Stogumba. During at 13:16 in about 3 miles time. Ah, we're struggling, aren't we? Good grief. Let's get up this hill, shall we? Well, 25 mile per speed limit, let's go for it. There we go. Amtrak A103 to transport would be great. Yeah, that would be, wouldn't it? Yeah. I mean, everyone knows how, well, my subscribers and people who watch my streams know how highly I rate Transpennine. It's one of my favourite routes. It's one of Danny Holland's favourite routes as well, if he's still watching this. Yeah, that'd be great. It'd be great to see the 31 on Transpennine at some point. The 31 did work on Transpennine back in the day. I'm sure at one point we'll see it, maybe. Maybe. Right, A-Trail, I got the Tees Valley line as a gift recently and was considered getting the 20, but I don't think I am. I'm still thinking, but my problem is that 3 scenarios are not enough. Well, if you take the Tees Valley line with 5 scenarios, right, take 3 scenarios for the 31, 8, and then take the upcoming 3 scenarios for the 20, that's 11 scenarios. And, you know, if you get the, you know, obviously you've just got the Tees Valley line, and if you get the 20 and the 31, you know, in a relatively short time period, there's a lot of things to do, you know. I mean, we could all ramble about, you know, oh, 5 scenarios not enough, 3 scenarios not enough, we need 25 million scenarios and services, but, you know, yeah, that's the way it is. But but the good thing is that it's good that people want more out of this game because they care for it, which is nice. But at the moment, I think 3 scenarios is enough. It's not. I don't think the problem with the amount of scenarios, it's the length of the scenarios that bothers me. I mean, if you look at the Long Island Railroad M3, the scenarios, in my opinion, were very, very short. I mean, 20 minutes in the first one and the second one. Excuse me. Where's my manners? But the first one and the second one were 20 minutes each. Well, apparently it's 20 minutes in each one, but and that makes it 40 minutes, which is pretty much not even the length of the third scenario, which is 45 minutes to 50 minutes long. So I don't think it's the amount of scenarios that bothers me. It's the length of the scenarios. They need to be a bit more, like 30 minutes and more. I think that would be cool. Particularly that Long Island City one, that bugged me. I mean, yeah, going from, what was it? Long Island City to Jamaica. That was fun at first, but I would have liked to have gone on the return run Jamaica to Long Island City, not just leave it there and then at Jamaica. But you know, there we are. Danny Holland, it certainly is one of the best. I couldn't agree with you more. And now with the Class 20 coming to Tees Valley, it's making me think, whoa, is it going to be better? Is it going to overtake Transpennine as one of my favourite, or my favourite British route? It might do. More locos, the better. Here's a question for you all. Some people would know. Danny might know. He's more intelligent than me. Does the 20 run on Transpennine? Can it run on Transpennine, do you think? Was it around then back in the day on Transpennine? I'm just thinking it might. You never know. It might be a substitution. It could be used as a substitute maybe on Transpennine. That'd be awesome. Could you imagine that? They had the 20 on Transpennine. That'd be awesome. I mean, it might be maybe be used as a substitute for some other locos, but I think that'd be cool. Instead of having two Class 40s pulling the heavy oil trains, you can have two Class 20s. That'd be cool. And I know the 20s also did some passenger services, and hey, maybe that would be cool. I mean, I could ramble on and on about the 20. It might be used on West Somerset. That would be interesting, because the 31, when it came to Tees Valley, that was used on West Somerset. And if the Class 20 is used on West Somerset, or even better, the East Coastway as a rail freight tour loco, that'd be good, because you get a bit more use out of it. Danny, I would assume the 20 would also come to West Somerset Road too, so you would be able to drive it there too. And don't forget, we also have timetable service on top of the scenarios. There's plenty of stuff. Absolutely, yeah. The timetable is most important, because in my opinion, Dovetail and Rivet Games have underperformed or underdelivered in terms of services practically since the German DLC in March. Really, the M3 services, well, there isn't any, is there? It's just used as a substitute, and the 204 services for now are dull as dishwater, but that's getting an update, so I'm sure I will resolve my judgment for that at a later date, or re-review my thoughts on the 204 service mode. And the fact that Tees Valley, at least the 20 has been confirmed that it's getting another bucket load of services. I mean, looking at the pictures, it looks like it not only will be able to do its own services with those, oh sugar, what's it called, those wagons, the GPA wagons or whatever they're called, but the fact that it can do some steel ones as well, whether that'd be quite cool. But the problem with that picture of the 20s with the steel wagons is I'm not sure if that's part of a scenario or part of a service. That's the problem. If it's services just with the JPA wagons, I'm not too bothered really. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Imagine that, doing services, extra services, not just with the new wagons, but also the steel wagons and the coal wagons. Or if it substitutes the 37 services, I'll take that, yeah. Amtrak, yes it did. Okay, Danny, it's possible they were around then. Okay, sweet. It was in the video I recommended to you. Ooh, I don't know, when was that? I do apologise, my mind is not exactly 100%, memory I should say. It's not exactly 100%. Right, we need to pick up the pace here. Okay, we're slightly early. Oh, that's alright, I thought we were running late. That'll do. Right, approaching Stogumber, or however you say it. Stogumber. I need a West Somerset railway expert here. Okay. I've never stopped. I've not many services stop here. I don't think. I'm not. Correct me if I'm wrong, but. Whoa, that's enough. Thank you. Initial brakes. Thank you. Unlock the doors. Oh, look, I can have a rest. I can have a cup of tea. Where? There you go. I'm going to sit here. Marvelous. Look at that. No more tea. Let's have a look at the chat, shall we? Atro, the in-free scenario Long Island City is unrealistic because if the ferry wasn't to run into Manhattan, you could just take the 7 train at Hunters Point when you're stationed to Manhattan, or take the E or M trains at Long Island City subway station, which is a few blocks away from the Long Island railway station. That's true, but maybe unrealistic, but still. Pretty cool though. At least the Long Island City gets a bit of use. Not in the services, sadly, but at least we can make some use out of it. Wait until 1317, which is round about now. Come on, let's go. Oh, lovely. The full flash of the western. Beautiful. In the Wild West. What's our next stop? Crookham Heathfield, 1331, 2.5 miles time. There we go. Dee-dee-dee. What's the time in the UK? 10 to 10. God, time has flown by. Time is going too fast. Maybe that's a good thing at the moment. Alright, let's pick up some speed again. Got a yellow signal coming up. I was not expecting that. Let's go somewhere else, shall we? Look at the cows. Static cows. They're better than the East Coastway cows. They moo like mad. Oh dear. And I sounded like a pig then. Oh dear. That's nice. Peace and quiet, look at that. Could be David Attenborough in West Somerset. And now the strange creature is pouncing on its prey. The wild beast, silently, or was silently, trundling through the wasteland. There we go. There he goes. Oh, good news. Oh, that's nice. Just received a notification regarding Formula 1. What did that say? The British Grand Prix summer race is given the go-ahead by the UK government. Oh, excellent! So we are going to have the British Grand Prix in the in Silverstone. Well, that's good. Excellent. I'm excited about that now. Amtrak, what did I miss? Not much, really. Of course, you can watch it back. The section you missed out. I didn't even know you were gone, to be honest. But it's understandable if I'm boring you to death. Hey Joe, the reason why the Long Island Railroad route in TSW doesn't run to Long Island City because the Hempstead branch and the Roncombe branch doesn't run there in real life at all. Yes, I do believe you told me in the past. I remember you saying something like that in another stream I did. I can't remember which one, but I do remember you saying that. Don't run to Long Island City. What services or lines do go to Long Island City then? If it's not Hempstead or Ronkonkoma branch, what about I don't know, Belmont Park? Maybe? I don't know. You didn't mention Belmont Park, so I thought I'd just ask. Speculate. See how unintelligent I am regarding railways, railroads and locos. If they worked on this route or that route. I'm not very good. Danny Holland's my main man for that. Right, less than a mile to go into Crocombe Heathfield. Oh, I'm gonna have to use the other horn. When you press the left stick, it triggers both of the horns when it really shouldn't. But there we go. It triggers that when it should only trigger this because we're in the right cab, not the rear cab. So. Yeah. It's not the end of the world. That was a new noise. Amtrak, I think the Long Beach branch line. Ah, okay. The lines that run to Long Island City Station on the Montauk branch, Oyster Bay branch, and the Port Jefferson branch. And it would be the diesel Long Island Railway trains with DC-30AC trains which aren't running the game. Yeah, I know what the locos are that go to Long Island City. I just don't know what kind of lines that run to or from Long Island City, that's all. No, just make me go on again about that MP15 AC again. I yearn to have that in Long Island Railroad. And the DE30AC, that'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Have some diesel traction on Long Island Railroad. No reason why not. Probably have to wait another 2 years for it though. You know, we had to wait almost 2 years for some Long Island Railroad content, and we finally got it, and we might have to wait another 2 years. Oh, stop, 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 stop. Stop. Thank you. Nearly there now, I think, yeah, we're almost there. Next stop will be the last one, I think. We've done very well, I think. When those branches are added to the Long Island area route, then we will get services to Long Island City. It depends how long the branches are. Well, this is the problem, isn't it? Because they haven't actually combined two routes together, if you like. I think that might be the only stumbling block. If you were to do, say, for example, the, well, I don't know, Oyster Bay branch, I think realistically that route would go from, I don't know, where the Oyster Bay branch terminates and then down to Jamaica, and that's it. I presume there's technical reasons why they can't link the two together, because the only example I could draw upon is the German route, where we had Ruhr-Signal going from Frintrop to Hagen, or Hagen to Frintrop, whichever. Frintrop to Hagen, and then Rheinland-Osten goes from Hagen to Wuppertal-Steinbeck, I think it's called. And of course they're not linked together, they're two separate DLCs, so I've got a funny feeling they might keep it separate, which may maybe ruin the chance of doing services to Long Island City. Maybe do a service from Port Jefferson to Jamaica, then you have to go on the other route and then do Jamaica to Long Island City. They might keep it separate, not just for technical reasons, but maybe because of money, sadly. It's extra DLC in it means extra money. That's the way it is, sadly. Money is everything, I'm afraid. The Oyster Bay branch goes from Oyster Bay Station to Penn Station. Oh, well, you know what I mean, just like in general. Lines that go to Long Island City. Oh, we've got way till 13:32. Oh, we got quite a long way, actually. Right, the Oyster Bay branch splits from Minola to the left. It's only 14 miles. Oyster Bay branch. 14 miles. That's certainly doable, isn't it? Maybe if they weren't so greedy, and if it was technically possible, they could maybe stitch the Oyster Bay branch to the actual Long Island Railroad route we've got. That would be nice. I was wondering what that set of track was called going to the left. It's always interested me, that. The Oyster Bay branch. I'll have to look at that later tomorrow. Have a look at the stations. The full Oyster Bay branch is 14 miles. It does have some trains that terminate Long Island City. Good. The Izumi train replaced the Class 43s. Yes. The Class 800s, do you mean? I know. I think the Class 43s are actually now working in Scotland, I think. For some bizarre reason. Maybe the Scottish Railways wanted it for some reason, I don't know. Maybe they were short on stock or something. Reliable stock, maybe, who knows. Let me just have a look. I'm being a little bit of a greedy bugger. Nope, I need that. What's it called? Long Island Railroad map. That's what I want. Images, please. That one will do, I suppose. That looks interesting. Oh no, that one's easier. That looks... If I can get it up properly. How long have I got? Oh, a couple of minutes. Symmetric diagram, Long Island Railroad Stations, excellent. Right, let's keep going then. Minola. Here we go. So what stations we got? Now, I apologise if I say these station names wrong. East Williston, I don't know, Albertson, Roslyn, Greenvale, Glen Head, Seacliff, Glen Street, Glen Cove, Locust Valley, and then Oyster Bay. Oyster Bay, you wouldn't want to go to Locust Valley, would you? Be all full of locusts. That was a funny story, actually, about apparently they're struggling, I don't know, I forget where it was, but apparently they were struggling to get food supplies, some people, because of a swarm of locusts. Oh dear, Mother Nature just simply can't let go. Now they are part of ScotRail here. I had a feeling they would be. Yeah, but I think the Class 800 series would be quite nice to see on the game. I think realistically the Class 802 would be the only real candidate to be on Great Western Express, because obviously the whole line is only part electrified. It's only electrified up to, don't know, well, pretty much as you leave London Paddington, I think, because obviously they made the route at a time when it was being electrified, and obviously it wasn't fully completed then. So I think the 802 would be a good candidate, because I know the 802 does have a diesel engine on board, so it can run on non-electrified routes, or parts of routes. Anyway, time to go, I think. I've locked the doors, excellent. Alright, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. Come on, come on, come on. No, it's downhill, I think. Come on. I'm like a greyhound, ready to go. Meager, come on. Come on, bitch, come on. And now we can go. Full power, green flag. Yeah, time for the final stop. Bishop's Lychard, 13:43 would you in about 3.6 miles time. And then we'll hear those huge loud Sulzer engines, twin Sulzer engines, rumbling away. Gravity takes its control. Trail to Port Jefferson branch is 57 miles long with 10 stations. When you get to Hicksville station, trains are turned to the left, leaving on the Port Jefferson branch. Ah, I see. 57 miles. Bleak heck. It's a long one, isn't it? It's even longer than Peninsula Corridor. God, blimey. North Strand Avenue in real life looks way different. Does it really? Oh, I'll have to have a look at that on Google. A-Trail trains that turn to the right are the Runcorn and Multicut branch. Oh, I see. Northern Avenue Station on the Long Island Railroad was recently modernised. Oh, if it's recently, so like this year or last year, then that's acceptable. If it's been updated for like a few years, like, I don't know, say a month before Long Island Railroad's original release, then that's understandable why they couldn't update it. So North Strand Avenue is dated. Oh, okay. I mean, you could say that about all the routes on this game, couldn't you? They're all outdated, really. The whole game's outdated. It's old. Old news. It's not fake news, but it's old news. The 802's cab looks outdated. Oh, I wouldn't say it's outdated. He only just came into service, what, last year, year before? I wouldn't say they're outdated, it's a bit harsh. Maybe they're due a bit of an update, but I wouldn't say they're outdated. I mean, I know time progresses quickly and technology is always evolving, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's outdated, no. But again, that's just my opinion, so all entitled to our opinions, of course. However many times I've said that in this stream. Oh dear. Let's keep it a calm, happy place now. We don't want the stream burning down like much of America at the moment, or the world in fact at the moment. If I've triggered anyone, then I do apologise. Two miles to go. Danny, you can't trigger anyone, mate, than the guns. Well, true, but you know what I mean. I don't want to have someone start raging in the comments about it. Can't be bothered for that, to be honest. If someone did start raging in the comments, I'll just block them. I ain't putting up with any of that crap. A-Trail, in Trenton Mall, the Hempstead branch only goes to Penn Station during peak rush hour times, so most of the time it goes to Atlantic Terminal Brooklyn with 8-car trains, not 6. So I don't get why we've got all them Hempstead branch stations to Penn Station, not realistic. Let me read that again. Hempstead branch goes to be stand during the peak rush hour times, so most of the time it goes to Atlantic Terminal Brooklyn with 8-car trains and not 6. Penn Station. So let me get this straight. It's confusing me. So what? These 6-car trains go from Hempstead to Atlantic Terminal, and basically the ones in the game are 8 cars, and which is unrealistic. And then you've got services going from Hempstead branch to New York Penn, which don't exist or is not realistic. I presume that's what you mean. I don't have much knowledge about Long Island Railroad's real life service schedule or pattern, so it's hard for me to draw judgment on that, I'm afraid. But I presume that's what you mean. I'm not entirely sure. When I'm waiting for a new DLC, I draw the train all the time. You draw the train? What, you actually draw it on a piece of paper? Or paint a picture of it? Or draw a picture? Okay. It's interesting. We'll be making an art gallery soon. If your favourite train isn't in Train Sim World on the 18th of June, that's still what? Just under 3 weeks. Still quite a long wait. I would have thought it came out or released maybe the 11th of June or something like that. I'm very surprised it's the 18th. It's quite a long wait between the announcement and the actual product releasing. And also they announced it on the Saturday. They've never done that before. And they were very quick as well to announce the DLC. Like, they put up the teaser, like, I think in the UK it was in the morning, late morning period, and then all of a sudden come like 3 or 4 o'clock, bang, it was there. But yeah, I was glad on my teaser video. I got the prediction right. I got it right. Absolutely bang on right. A class 20 in Tees Valley. Ah, they don't call me genius for nothing. Here we are approaching Bishop's Lydeard. Atrial Hempstead branch trains only go to Penn Station during peak rush hour times. Server game has it unrealistic. Oh, do you mean they do it throughout the day? Oh, I haven't, to be honest, actually, I haven't even checked the new services, well, not new services, but, you know, the way they're organised now. The fact they've got them as 8 car, what was it, 8 car, 6 car and 4 car or something like that? I can't remember. 8 car, 10 car, 8 car and 6 car or something like that. For the M3 and the M7, so yeah, I'll have a look at that. And that is, I'll have to have a look at it. I'll just keep getting confused about it. So the ones that go to New York Penn from Hempstead, how many cars in real life and in the game are there? Are there 6 car trains or 8 car trains or 10 car trains or whatever? I get confused with these things. I'm sorry. 8 car trains go to Atlantic Terminal, Brooklyn, and Hempstead branch knock 6. Okay, 8 cars. Okay, and that's in the game and real life, I take it. If so, then I'll have a look when the stream's finished. Because if that is very, if it's like badly unrealistic, then yeah, that's not good, is it? I didn't realise that, actually. I actually never. Not many people mention those kind of things, like how unrealistic certain services are. A lot of people are just happy just to see some extra services or the amount of particular services or something. I've never seen people criticise specific services, so good on you for mentioning that. Right, here we go. Let's go on those brakes. Here we are, Bishop's Lydeard. Ooh, brake, 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 brake. Thank you. There we go. Bishop's Lydeard, we've made it. Amtrak maybe the 150 for the next DLC. Oh God, depends what the next DLC is. Might be another route, might be another loco. Or I don't know, man. I don't know what could be next. Surely it has to be a route next. Surely. I mean, I wasn't surprised we get another route loco add-on, and I wasn't surprised it was the UK, but I was surprised it was Tees Valley. I honestly would have thought that the next DLC would be a loco add-on for East Coastway. If not, then a UK route, regardless if it was modern or old-fashioned. So yeah, Tees Valley is a surprise, but a pleasant one for me at least, because I like it. So. Excuse me, 8 car trains go to Atlantic Terminal, Brooklyn, and Hempstead branch 6. In the game, 6 car trains go to Atlantic Terminal, which is unrealistic in real life. Ah, I see. Okay. I know this because I have family that live in Hempstead and take that branch often. Ah, good for your family. I can rely on them for accurate information from across the Atlantic. Tell your family from Spurs Reading I appreciate what they do. I appreciate them travelling on that line. Honestly, when all this crap of the world is over next year, hopefully I might visit New York and explore these Long Island Railroad stuff, and maybe Northeast Corridor, and there's a lot of railroads in New York, isn't there? NJ Transit, this New York Subway, and Amtrak, and Long Island Railroad, and Metro North, and God, so many. There we go, we finished. We went to Dunster, Blue Anchor, Washford, Watchet, Doniford Holt, Willerton, Stogumber, Crocombe Heathfield, and finally terminating at Bishop's Lydia. We got a silver medal. Oh, fair enough, we were going over the speed limit quite a bit. 10,062 action points. I'll take that, it's alright. I just want to check a minute. Come on, game. Turn the free roam. Sterling Sarver's at 1350. Oh, I know what would happen then. We have to run around the train, I think. Yeah, I think we run around the train and then do the return leg, but I'm not going to do that. Sorry. I know how much people love me doing these streams and content. Oh god. But I simply do not have enough time. Well, I do, but I don't want it to take too long. There we go, right. Okay. So, that's the West Somerset Railway overall then. I've done from Bishop's Lydia to Minehead in the 33, which is actually the best loco add-on for this route. I recommend you getting it if it's on sale somewhere. And then I did the return leg going from Minehead to Bishop's Lydia in the Western, the BR Class 52. So, yeah, that concludes the stream. So I would like to say thank you very much for watching. Thank you for taking part. If you enjoyed the stream, or when it gets re-uploaded to the channel, you can watch it back as many times as you like. Of course, make sure to give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed or don't know any people that subscribe or know anything about my channel that like trains and Formula 1 and FIFA and all that, you know what to do. Spread the word about my channel and make sure they subscribe. So yes, in terms of streams, probably same time, end of next week, I think. Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, something like that. I think I'll be, yeah, I should be back to work next week, so that will be how it will be for now. But if the internet's playing up on some certain days, then or there's some random points I just want to do a stream or something, then yeah, basically if you see a stream pop up for me, come along and enjoy Train Sim World. So yes, I would just like to say thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, everyone, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much.